I only have so much time to admire, so let's finish it by saying farewell to the soul. Kind of hard to snap my fingers. I have a weird remote strapped attached to me. Hello everyone, Jimmy049 here. Welcome back to another episode of Let's Play Metroid Prime 3 Corruption Metroid Prime Marathon Series, episode number 50. Yeah, I gotta hurry. Aurora Unit 242 is getting extremely impatient, and so too are the hunters in the cannon room. So let's just get this over with. Let's go. Let's go. 4 minutes. Yeah, okay.
Samus, all efforts to stop the meteor have failed.
And when we go outside, we see the meteor, or in this case, the Leviathan seed, is getting very close to hitting the surface of Norian. Can't scan it either.
Samus, all efforts to stop the meteor have failed.
It doesn't really look like that it's getting any closer. It's just stagnant in the air.
Back online. It remains our last chance to stop the meteor. You must get to the control tower and fire the defense cannon. We are uploading the location of the control tower to you now.
But there is time to scan like a couple more objects, but there's not much left in there. Head to the control tower, and I absolutely love how the map just quickly pans to the room instead of just making it, you know, slow as molasses. All right, let's go. Time for this crisis to end and another one to follow. Go this way, please. There we go. 3 minutes. If it was in hyper mode, 1 minute would be the equivalent of 30 seconds, which is completely inaccurate. And this is the part of the game where I got stuck in, and by stuck I mean get lost. I always kept on just walking around in a circle, just trying to get, just trying to figure out how the hell to get out of this segment. Like, what do I need to do? I just keep on going around in a circle. It's a dead end, and I just go down until I realize, oh, right, never mind. I'm supposed to jump across over here to get to the control tower. And I just wasted like three minutes of time to, you know, and I just wasted a lot of time just trying to, like, you know, get through that, just get through that room. Not knowing I'm supposed to, like, just jump onto a platform to reach it. 2 minutes or 3 minutes? Yep, all the other generators online here. Thank you for locking the doors. Control tower entrance. Let us go until the alarm starts blaring. You don't waste any time when it starts blaring, though. You just have seconds to go and get in. There we go. Now I go in.
You're late. We were about to leave you behind.
The meteor is approaching faster than you think.
And now we can... I don't even know if we can, like... Hold on a second. Metamorphic bioform able to mimic numerous enemy units in battle. Is this their standard scan entry or their boss entry? Like creature entry? Yandrena possesses the metamorphic ability to assume the form and abilities of other creatures. This talent has led many to seek her out for stealth and reconnaissance missions, despite her powerful combat capabilities. Details on the subject's origins and age are unknown, but her unique traits have made her a sought-after hunter for missions. Wait, she can float? What the fuck? That's new to me. I guess so, yeah. Oh my god, the way the panning works on this logbook is so bad.
Make it to the top in time.
And now for Rundus. Rundus is capable of generating and manipulating ice. This trait is common among inhabitants of the moon Phrygia, but Rundus is one of the few who have used this ability for bounty hunting. Subject is known for getting results, but considers himself without peer. His arrogant demeanor has led him to mainly seek solo missions, and rarely works with others. Except for this one time, of course. He definitely has the most energy in his character on, like, the scale model and whatnot. I'll try to work with what I can do with the, with the, with, you know, the analyzing the model on the logbook, but it's not really much.
We can kiss this planet goodbye.
Hey, relax. We're the good guys. Justice will prevail and all that stuff. Right, Samus? They're here. Let's do this.
To think that those were his final words before he turned corrupted. Don't really expect anything. Don't really expect much for Brundus to do when he doesn't really have any functional hands because they're all weapons. And this is officially where everything ends, almost for Samus. Completely catching everyone off guard, except Samus because Dark Samus is a familiar foe to her. Such an amazing shot. It looks like Dark Samus is outnumbered, but it has one final trick up its sleeve. I have absolutely no idea how it was possible to, like, infect everyone with Phazon inside their bodies with just some sort of Phazon beam, but it did. And it can now do that, apparently. Just some hover boots that defy gravity and allow you to fly wherever you want. The only benefit to Phazon is just doing whatever you want with it, especially when you're born of that blood. And if it wasn't for Samus, Norian and this mission would be completely gone. It would be over. With one final bit of strength within Samus, she was able to activate the cannon and destroy the Leviathan seed before it could destroy the planet. Just in time, too. Can't imagine how excruciating it must be to just, like, use that one bit of energy, but only Samus could do something like that. Falls unconscious. 1 month later. There's a lot on my mind on this,
Coming too. Can you
but
hear
I'll
me,
just
Samus?
wait until the procedure is over. Objective completed, but at an extreme cost. Status corrupted.
Vital signs are stable. Welcome back, Samus. You've been asleep for quite some time. A month, to be exact. We feared we'd lost you.
Apparently, Samus has been unconscious far longer than the other 3 bounty hunters. I wonder why.
Thanks to your great work, Norian is now safe. At the end of the battle, we found you and the other hunters all unconscious. Our medical examinations then yielded surprising results. Your bodies are now, somehow, self-generating Phazon.
You know, the way that she says this makes it feel like that it's a surprising and, you know, a once-in-a-lifetime breakthrough. It was like, oh yeah, it's somehow self-generating Phazon. That's very surprising. The way she said that just made it sound so positive.
What's even stranger is that there are no negative effects to your health. This led us to investigate if we could make effective use of this Phazon.
Making effective use of Phazon. I mean, sure, the PED Delta Squad Federation Marines definitely use the Phazon with effective, you know, efficiency, but the difference here is that they were using an external backpack to generate power with Phazon, and it's not, it's an external backpack, not an internal one. Huge difference there. That's the reason why they're perfectly fine using the PED enhancements here. But in our case, it is the polar opposite and extremely, extremely different. Same meaning that I just said, who cares?
During the invasion on Norian, you must have noticed some powerful troopers in new suits. They were wearing what we call Phazon enhancement devices, or PEDs. We integrated this same Phazon enhancement device into your armor while repairing your damaged bodysuit.
How is the armor damaged when I didn't even take any hits during the attack on Norian? All I did was just, you know, all that happened was just being expelled by a gigantic bright blue light of gigantic bright blue BSOD beam. Basically, that's what it is. I just got blue screened of death, but I survived it. Didn't lose any data, but I lost a lot more than you could ever imagine. Also, the Phazon enhancement device, even though the appearance is extremely generic and very goofy looking, deep on the inside, literally, has so much more meaning and symbolism that it's absolutely fucking terrifying. And I will definitely get into that after when we're done with this little procedure.
Troopers wearing this device have Phazon pumped to their weapons from an external backpack. This gives them an extra boost in firepower. But in your case, think about it. With this Phazon coursing through your body, you can fuel the PED using your own internal energy. Pretty effective, don't you think?
Sounds like it.
Try the PED now. Seal the room. Initiate PED program.
I wonder if my scan visor still works. No, it doesn't.
Recharging energy reserves.
Injecting 1 energy tank of Phazon. Energy tank of Phazon! Energy tank of Phazon. I'm emphasizing this as strongly as I possibly can. Let this sink in. Hyper mode ends when the PED tank is depleted. You can also exit hyper mode by pressing and holding plus.
Recharging energy reserves.
It is absolutely powerful and satisfying to use in combat, don't get me wrong.
You must have noticed during this test that hyper mode possesses devastating power.
I mean, yeah, I felt this before in Metroid Prime.
Over the past month, we've learned the hard way just how powerful our enemies are. To deal with them, you'll need the firepower of the PED suit. Make good use of it. Now that you are familiar with the workings of the PED device, the Aurora Unit 242 would like to meet with you. There are many pressing matters to discuss. The AU chamber is located just off the command bridge. You'd better get going. Good luck. Oh, and one more thing. After 25 seconds, the safety feature automatically ends hyper mode. You'll have to keep paying attention.
Stop making it sound like it's a good thing, game. This suit is a fucking curse. PED suit acquired. Mechanically, it's amazing. Design is simple and has a Federation symbol on the chest because they own it. Press and hold plus to enter hyper mode. Let's go take a look at the inventory screen on hyper mode, shall we? Each shot of the hyper beam will drain a small portion of Phazon from your PED tank. Phazon? Oh my god. Oh my god. I never realized this, you know, at all in all of my playthroughs in Metroid Prime 3 Corruption. But here is the most astronomical aspect of hyper mode and and the PED suit in general that discombobulates my brain hemispheres to unrecognizable pieces. Listen to this. Since we need to use an energy tank to activate hyper mode and use energy to expel Phazon out of our bodies, Phazon has essentially become a part of our life now. Phazon is now our blood. Narrative determinism at its finest, because corruption indeed. Oh my lord. Just the very idea of just having Phazon coursing through our bodies to the point of where our very life essence has been completely replaced by the most arcane and, you know, deeply ambiguous, so far at least, element in the entirety of the Metroid of the Metroid series. Just having that become a part of our lives and being our very life force that is haunting us. Oh my god. It's a lot to take in. It's so much to take in. But let's just... Well, like, oh yeah, sure. Let's go research more about this accursed element. That's also a creature! Phazon is a substance of extragalactic origin. It is a highly radioactive ore with extreme mutagenic properties. It has certain biological qualities, including the ability to reproduce itself. Exposure to Phazon often affects the brains of sentient beings, causing erratic, destructive behavior. It is also a potent source of energy, surpassing even fuel gel in pure output potential. It must be handled carefully, as it can cause Phazon sickness if used incorrectly. And by Phazon sickness, which literally translates to corruption. So that's the entry there. Phazon enhancement device. The Phazon enhancement device is designed to harness the energy of Phazon minerals originally discovered on Aether for a new Federation weapon system. It is being tested by a Galactic Federation Marine battalion stationed in the Norian system. Marines can initiate an energy siphon from a supply of Phazon carried in a backpack into their armor suits. This allows them to temporarily enhance the exoskeletal and weapon systems of their armor suits. To date, no Marines have displayed signs of Phazon sickness. That's because it is being used on the outside, not on the inside. Galactic Federation Mark 6 Biopod. Status normal. Unit is used to perform medical procedures of extreme difficulty. Oh yeah, I already scanned you before. Biopod control platform Federation medics uses during procedures involving the biopod. Wonder what you have to say.
You better get going.
Anything else you have to say? Just curious.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Remember, you expend a full energy tank when you enter hyper mode. Remember, you expend a full energy tank when you enter hyper mode.
Yeah, I know, and that's absolutely terrifying. Because our energy is being used to power up our bodies. Something that we never wanted, but it just happened by complete accident. Actually, no, it was completely done by design. Ultra Phazon, just, yeah. Even the normal energy pickups have been replaced with a Phazon version. We now live, breathe, and thrive off of Phazon. This is not a good thing at all. No matter which way you put it, even though that it definitely makes us the most overpowered creature in the entire galaxy, and I'd have to say that this is the strongest that Samus has ever been in the series because of how easy this game is by design. Phazon makes everything easy. It's still extremely dangerous. The more I talk, the more I forget what I say.
A pleasure to meet you, Samus.
Nice to meet you too.
Welcome aboard the GFS Olympus. Thank goodness for you and the other hunters. We owe you one. We owe you one.
Status definitely feels clear. Looks like that this is just harmless. was like, oh yeah, no negative effects to your body. I was like, okay, let me just like use this around like my new toy. I can use this whenever I want. This is so much fun. Look at this. I basically have, my arm cannon has officially become a minigun by this point, and that's the coolest thing ever. The color blue must be so pure and energizing and, you know, very positive and just, you know, good. Nothing can stand our way by this point. It's like the power of the light suit. Sort of. No. No. Absolutely not. No.
Can I help you? I'm sorry, but this requires my full attention. I'm sorry, I'm on duty. I can't talk.
Wasn't that ship destroyed earlier by a gigantic laser from a space pirate ship? How quickly they repaired that. Oh, wait, never mind. It definitely wasn't a month's notice, so yeah, I can't really expect much to happen in that short amount of time. I wonder, do the people inside the briefing room say anything different, or is it being occupied?
A pleasure to meet you, Samus.
I mean, we met before, but at a very dire situation of a time.
Welcome aboard, Samus. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now.
But you're not really doing anything. You're just sitting here, just waiting for time to expire, so you can go on to your, so you can go home.
Thank goodness for you and the other hunters. We owe you one. A pleasure to meet you, Samus. Can I help you?
Seems like that the voices of those characters have changed when you come back to them. Completely different voices when the alarm is going off during the first segment in the game. Guess that was the end of their. Guess that was the end of their job, and he got a very short paycheck for doing that.
Samus, you made it. Glad to hear you're feeling better. You've been cleared to enter the AU chamber. Please proceed through these doors and up the lift. The Aurora unit is expecting you.
Another highly suspicious thing about the Galactic Federation is that they essentially borrowed design samples of you know, from Mother Brain to create the Aurora units. Mother Brain it definitely is an organic supercomputer, and so the Aurora unit is very similar in design. So having like a highly intelligent, you know, organic machine just giving us instructions throughout the mission as a reliable reliable navigator of some sorts is very unsettling in a way, because it just gives you you know, bad vibes altogether, because the Galactic Federation are not to be trusted. Despite how overwhelmingly positive their characterization is in this game, it's the only time you'll ever see, only time in the series of where they actually, you know, have some, you know, form of trust, because they are involved in like destroying the crisis of Phazon once and for all. But after that, I don't even want to know what's next.
That suit looks like a modified PED unit. Only the most elite troopers are allowed to handle that firepower. Please proceed. The AU is waiting. Step onto the communications platform to interface with the Aurora unit.
I'm just checking everything twice, don't mind me.
Step onto the communications
Okay, so it doesn't say anything more interesting after that. Okay. Communication platform allows users to interact with the Aurora unit. Use terminal to talk to AU-242. Aurora unit tanks serve as the heart of all Federation battleships, unable to see through liquid solution. Can I scan this? Yep. And thus begins our mission objectives. Or in this case, galactic shores.
Welcome, Samus Aran. Let us begin. Time is most critical. During the attempted pirate invasion of Norian, it was confirmed that two nearby planets were similarly attacked. These planets were named Brio and Elysia. These leviathans have impacted and embedded themselves deep into each planet, spreading a virulent Phazon carried inside their bodies. The leviathans must be destroyed. 2 weeks ago, we dispatched Runtus to Brio, Gore to Elysia, while Gandreda was sent to locate the space pirate stronghold. Like you, they were outfitted with PED devices in order to confront this new threat. We lost contact with all of them 7 days ago, and fear the worst. In their absence, we need you to travel to these planets and finish their missions. The closest planet is Brio. This will be your first objective. Please be on the lookout for any clues that might help us understand what happened to Runtus and the other hunters. Good luck.
As easy as this game is, it's never satisfying to complete. The only thing that's good is just eliminating the Phazon threat. Now without a mountain of bodies just scattering across the land. And this is the thing that really pisses me off. You might think that once it fades to black and you see blue text right there saying "Good luck, Samus," that's not the Aurora unit talking to you. That's Dark Samus making fun of you. That's not saying as like a, you know, good luck, you got this sort of way. That's meant as a, you know, mocking you. It's like, yeah, good luck, Samus. That's what I always felt every single time I looked at that little piece of text. Especially like, you know, it's even more evident that that's the same type of text font that's shown in the beginning of the game, and it shows Dark Samus's perspective, and that's what instantly like gave me that indication.
You will no longer be able to dock with us from this point forward.
Is it just me, or does the hologram image of the Aurora unit look very similar to a Star Wars fighter helmet? Not sure how to describe it, but like I don't know what I really don't know like what group it is specifically, but it looks similar to something from Star Wars.
Rest assured, we will keep communication lines open and supply you with information when necessary.
Also, that little minigame and harassing the unarmed scientists are gone for the rest of the game.
Good luck on Brio.
Just do it whenever you feel like it. And speaking of doing whenever I feel like it, let us examine one other of the 5 communication Easter eggs in the communication. What is this thing called again? It's the transmission console. And one of the and just listen to one of the messages from one of the executives in Prime 3. So in this one, this code is for Shigeru Miyamoto. 8354.
あ、聞こえます。宮本です。メトロイド遊んでる人たち、聞こえますか？楽しいでしょう。もうね、僕もメトロイドか 変わり始めて何年もなりますけども、今度のは今までの中で最高でしょう。絶対最後まで遊んでみてね。じゃあね。
Here's the translation. Pick up my phone so I can look at it better. Ah, can you hear me? This is Miyamoto. All of you playing Metroid. Can you hear me? It's fun, isn't it? I've also worked on many Metroid games, but this one is the best, don't you think? Make sure to play it all the way to the end. See ya. Short and simple. That's all you need to know. It's kind of funny, like compared to all of the rest of the developers, the Japanese developers in Prime 3, just saying their messages. 4 out of 5 of them were talking about the game. Meanwhile, Satoru Iwata was just talking about his life as the president of Nintendo at the time. Seeing how stressful and you know, taxing it is for him, but he does get the job done, and he definitely did. Never gonna be a man like him ever again. Current one is just not the same. I don't even know what he's doing. Anyway, let us go to the planet that features metric tons of juicy cattle. IYK. And also the planet that has a very silly, tragic and unfortunate, you know, catalog of lore with the Reptilicus and the Reptilicus hunters. Very fascinating backdrop, atmosphere, and architecture. Probably one of my favorites in the entire series. Specifically, like when you look behind you. I don't even know if those are supposed to be planets or like space stations or of some kind on the surface of the planet, but for whatever reason, they are just being held together by freakishly gigantic chains from the surface, and it's just so weird to me. Don't know what any of that would mean or what it's referencing, but it's definitely part of how this place is designed, and it really makes you witness this place as a very powerful civilization. That might be what they were going for. Like, looking at those gigantic orbs that look like in the shape of planets with gigantic chains attached to them that are somehow defying gravity, really gives off a very powerful look to them. Also, that's what happens when you know, take too long just being idle with the Aurora unit. So let's try that again. Save our game, restart, and then just listen to what she has to say. Probably she. Unit to refer to always repeats what she says when you resume your adventure. Does it say it in here, or nah, doesn't look like it. All right, be right back. Let's make this quick.
Leviathan seed is protected by an energy shield. You will not be able to reach it with that barrier active. We need more data to determine how the shield can be disabled. You are near the wreckage of a downed Federation vessel. If you can use the satellite uplink on the ship, you may be able to access information concerning the seed. Prepare to receive the ship's coordinates now.
And thus begins the adventure of uncovering all of the deepest, darkest secrets behind the origins of Phazon, and how it began, and how it's soon going to end. Now to examine the history of the Reptilicus, and examine the history of the Reptilicus. Centuries ago, these beacons were designed to guide ships safely to landing during harsh weather. It's the Mojonars that definitely really makes the architecture of Brio stand out. Mojonar class war golem is offline and trapped within stone mass. This unit is beyond repair. War golem. Those words never really spoke much words to me until recently. Mojonar class war golem is incomplete. Sculpting process was halted 328.9 years ago. Weathered altar ruins were once part of a much larger structure. Its original purpose is unknown. Pillar ruins are composed of organic stone that is native to Brio, originally placed to greet travelers. This spike bush is an indigenous strain of plant life that produces venom within its leaves. I feel like I know the reason why the spike bush venom is not affecting us in any way, because we ourselves have venom in our bodies, so that's why we're immune to it. Guarantee that if we didn't have the PED suit, let alone Phazon in our bodies, these things would definitely harm us. Mature Kosh plant has fully developed bark that only heavy beams and explosives can damage. Mature Kosh plants are used for storage by Brio natives. Unlike the younger versions, these have developed a thick bark that is only vulnerable to heavy weapons fire. I'm so glad I got the original version of Prime 3 Corruption, so that way I don't have to hear the atmospheric part of Brio's main theme play. It definitely did give off the dead, empty feeling of the place because of how much devastation was caused in the war of the Lords of Science and the Primals. According to the that really sets in tone of the signs of grief in the planet. But at the same time, it just takes way too damn long to loop. A little bit excessive. Object identifies as Kosh plant, used by Brionians to store field supplies and vital gear. The Reptilicus use Kosh plants as a means to store supplies. Shooting them with any weapon will reveal their contents. And here's evidence of Rundus being here recently. Brio natives encased in solid ice. Scans indicate that the bioform inside is still alive. Spreading breadcrumbs is what he was doing. Bioform appears to have been engaged in combat at the time of being frozen. Solid ice mass appears to have been made to gain entry to temple. Ice has not yet begun to thaw. Kind of strange of how he would need to make a ice bridge on here. We can just simply hover across it. Perhaps he knew. Gnaw. Lack of exoskeleton makes it agile but weak to most weapons. Gragnolls are vulnerable to most weapons as they have not developed the durable exoskeleton found on adult members of the species. They often travel and attack in groups. If they sense a nearby threat to their hives, they will not hesitate to advance. Their offensive capabilities are underdeveloped, leaving the ability to fire pulses of Phazon energy their only form of attack. I had absolutely no idea these creatures were... Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm guessing that is a primal Reptilicus creature that appears on the cliffside of this little spot here, just beckoning us to approach it. The fact that they can phase in and out of existence is pretty fascinating. But my guess is that that's not natural. That's only a result of them being afflicted by a Phazon corruption. Only logical explanation. Structure identified. Hopper nest. The exterior is incredibly durable. Life signs detected within. JF database access. File BY550. According to lore, these statues are a monument to the folly of war. 2 gigantic hopper nest. Really gotta love the graphics and lighting of Rundus's ice in Brio. Yeah, the atmosphere in this place is enhanced much more proficiently than in the trilogy version. Makes it really feel off-putting every single time. It just gives off that weird ambience every single time. I think it lasts for like a 2 or 3 minutes tops before it loops fully, but yeah. Really gives that sinking feeling. The tragic story that befell this once great civilization. Scans indicate Bioform has sustained fatal spinal fractures from impacting the wall. Large Brio coffers contain energy and weapon supplies, only damaged by heavy weapons fire. I don't think there's anything much here. Originally designed to store items and supplies in locations where Kosh plants wouldn't survive. Their hardened plating makes them resistant to all but the heaviest weapon fire. And there's a small storage unit here. Small of them. Appears fragile. Were designed to be easily transported. Outer plating is lightweight and vulnerable to standard weapon fire. Perhaps they were using those as like as a means to store their food supplies during the war when they were hiding. Statue does not appear to be attached to the ground and could be pulled with enough force. Technically, this is also still functioning as a little tutorial, but not completely. Planet Brio. I remember when I first made my top 100 favorite soundtracks list. Brio was definitely pretty high up on. And to this day, for how much it reflects the tragedy and guilt behind the Reptilicus when they were involved in their war of essentially scientific political warfare and genocide, fueled by arrogance and ignorance. At the same time, it's the melody just reflecting everything on basically everything that I just said above. For those reasons, Brio is one of my all-time favorite Metroid tracks, and it also like feels like it's inviting you when you first arrive. It feels like an invitation to you. Then when you read more about their story, it's incredibly tragic. You understand the meaning behind everything now. And I thought it was going, and at first I thought it was extremely tragic because of everything that befell this planet. But looking into it now, it's inadvertently hilarious. Structure to blocking platform. Unit appears to be connected to nearby security release node. A lot of devices to scan here. Solar energy collector provides a means to access security locks. Enter the shafts to access the locks. Grapple point system. Scanning complete, unable to use this object with the current suit upgrades. Alright, so I'm pretty sure it's supposed to go this way. Yeah, that's it. Okay. I also like of how this area is designed because it really does a lot for re-navigation to access some points that you normally can't get to in your first entrance because you need the grapple swing to like solve this puzzle. And by the time you do that, everything is become available to you. Severe structural damage detected. Bridge hit by heavy weapon fire. Proceed with caution. How long ago? I'm not sure. Must be recent. Platform is attached to the wall by a hinge. A strong pull should release it. Door lock system engaged. Unable to bypass security. Engage override to open doors. Barely stable. Yeah, we can still walk on it. Security release node is active and functional. Appears that a small round object could fit inside it. Particularly, a morph ball. Like us. Looking for the first piece of lore of Brionian history. But there's a lot more victims of Rundus clearly not giving a fuck of the clearly not giving a fuck with the environment or the civilization that has been corrupted. Soon to be him. Scans detect elements of Phazon within ice compound have begun to attack the trap bioform. Oh, he's just being consumed. This one's so freaking funny. Subject was impaled on an ice shard before being frozen. Yep, clearly no fucks given. It's gonna be very hard to scan. I'll get those later. Small Phazon units. Phazon is now your friend. Phazon is never your friend. Griffin class frigate is identified as a GFS Theseus. Theseus. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Do not worry, I will remember to I will remember to access the Easter egg after before exiting the Theseus. Just download the data, exit out, look on the cliff, and Rundus sees you and just moves to the fiery air dock, expecting our arrival. If you can even call him Rundus. Do I even need to explain the details on how much I think about Rundus's decayed character right before you fight him and when you're fighting him? Should I keep it long? Should I keep it brief? Has it already been explained? Should I just fight him normally? Oh, I suppose I'll answer that later. There's a particularly annoying enemy to encounter in the game. Phazon Night Barb. Like Night Barbs, but Phazon enhanced. But Night Barbs are a creature in Dark Aether. How do they come in here? Form's powerful attack would be overloaded to destroy them. Phazon Night Barbs have enhanced aerial mobility that makes them all but impossible to hit with normal shots. The group will work together to create a powerful energy burst that they will fire at their prey, detonating the energy charge with normal attacks before fire should destroy them. Phazon Night Barbs are the result of Night Barbs being exposed to Phazon radiation. No shit. These mutations look similar to their uncorrupted counterparts, but are characterized by their greatly increased offensive and defensive capabilities. They look nothing like the original, Extreme Jax in, they're literally nothing like the Extreme Jax in, Metroid Prime 2 Echoes. And these things infinitely respawn, too, so the only thing we gotta do is ignore them, so we can finish this puzzle. Alright, never mind, I already activated that one. Gonna go unlock those locks of 2 dragons making out, and access the other side and get the grapple swing. Wait, hold on a second. There's something I'm missing here. Whoa, okay, that's a very powerful shot, actually. I was gonna say I can't move. Okay, so it's actually been a while here. How do I get over there again exactly? Might be missing something here. Can you please stop that? Okay, that's been activated. Oh, right, of course. And the platform is gone. See you next fall. Pun entirely intended. Really looking forward to read the lore of Brio, despite how silly it is. There we go. Woo! Always fun to activate this little puzzle. That is apparently fueled by fuel gel. There's a reason for that. Shows the age of science from the Lords of Science. All right, open that little chamber door. Pretty sure on the right side of that room is our first piece of lore of the Reptilicus. Called Brionians or Reptilicus. I call it Brionians, more easier to say and more fun. Gel puffer. It consumes and emits fuel gel fumes, exposed when ruptured. The exposure to fuel gel has left the shell of the gel puffer highly susceptible to weapon fire. Gel puffers have come to rely on the toxic vapors given off by fuel gel for sustenance. They process these gases and then expel the excess to stay afloat. The brittle shell of the puffer, while durable in appearance, is rather thin and easily damaged. That's what they look like without the aura surrounding them. They just look like little specks. I have no idea what the hell just hit me, but I'm pretty sure it was a Phazon Night Barb. Most likely a Phazon Night Barb. Let me proceed to kill the Phazon Night Barb. If I actually can, that is. Can I? Well, they seem to be ignoring me. They're not doing anything. This one is Is that one moving? I can't tell if they're ready to attack or just out of aggro range. They seem to be out of aggro range. That's surprising. Metal orb is a subtracting path when movable by electrograpple forces. Move object to clear this tunnel. Another fun thing we can do with the grapple beam. Very fragile alloys for some reason. I think on the other side here is... Oh, yes, of course. Up. Got some hoppers here. Hopper attacks with laser-sharp talons, pounces from a distance. These aggressive insectoids use small hops to get within striking distance and then pounce, using their talons to tear away at their prey. From a distance, they will fire bursts of venom at their target. Despite their aggressive nature, they are somewhat fragile and can be easily dispatched. Because of this, they will commonly hunt in packs. Oh, so that's what they look like when they're calm and not in a very happy, hoppy moron day behavior. That looks very similar to the Korok beast. Perhaps it's an Omega Hopper. Korok beast is. Bioform is encased in solid ice and is blocking entry to the tunnel. High temperature shots may shatter it, blocking access to a missile expansion. Right in here is our very first piece of lore and another energy tank. Should we just call this Phazon tanks from now on? Because, you know, Phazon is now our energy, is now part of our lives. How fucked up that is. Pedal mountings appear to be weak from age, may be ripped off with enough force. You do not want to know how embarrassing our story is. Too bad, I'm looking at it anyway. Golden Age. Look now to the past and to the time of peace on Brio. See the age of gold, when our world was a paradise unrivaled. Hear the songs of joy fill the streets of the royal city, as the people honor the coming of Brios the First the Liberator. Behold the launch of our first ship to the stars on that day, and witness the rise of science, of a new Brio. See this, and see the beginning of our downfall. And we will learn more about it as we go on in this little adventure. But it's only for a brief period. Because for what little information that we're going to receive about the Brionian race is soon going to be cut short by destroying a heroic figure. Brionian Streak Bat, aggressive ceiling dweller that dive bombs approaching organisms. One of the many types of streak bats found across the solar system, the Brionian streak bat behaves similar to all of its cousins. Streak bats will nest in small groups and make their home in a sheltered environment, dwelling on the top of caverns and ruins. The streak bat will hunt nearby insects and small creatures for food. Once a nesting area has been found, it will be fiercely protected from any intruder. The territorial streak bat will dive bomb any creature that wanders too close, no matter what the size. Why does it look like a Brionian with wings? Head shape is very similar. I did not notice this before. It's just a Brionian kite. Brionians if they were kites. Brionian kite. It's interesting. I guess that's what they become when they wanted to like advance their development of their scientific ways, that they wanted to like you know, figure out how the hell to fly, and they did, and they just I don't know. Are they Brionians with wings, or are they just their own creature? Look very similar to Reptilicus. Shellbug attacks by firing Phazon spines. Soft bodies vulnerable to attack. Shellbugs are slow-moving, roaming insects whose soft bodies are easily damaged. Until they reach maturity, they will not develop their phasite shell. Unable to retract into a shell to avoid damage, they must aggressively attack any potential threat. They will extend sharp spines to fend off attackers or repel these spines at enemies. Look kind of cute, don't they? Yes, they do. Can I zoom in, please? Thank you. Bright and colorful and shiny and purple. But also deadly, because they deliver quite the impact when they fire their Phazon spines at you. This capsule contains fuel gel and could explode if contents inside were disturbed. Missile ammunition unit. But I haven't been using any missiles. Scans detected abnormality in this unnatural ice formation. Phazon signatures present. Phazon vines are impervious to attack, but growths are vulnerable to Phazon-based weaponry. I'm guessing that's what he used to get across that... I'm guessing that's what Rendus used to get across... That's what he used to get across there, yeah. He didn't even really bother to... you know, destroy these Phazon vines. They can just, he can just like go right over it. But we can't. We have to get through it. We do not have the abilities of flight, unfortunately. As fun as that would be. Well, technically we do have the abilities of flight, but that's via our ship. Don't want to touch the debris. Don't want to touch the exploding debris. It harms us. Alright, destroy this, destroy that. Is there another one? Another shell bug over here I'm missing? Nope. Alright, first missile expansion in the game. A little bit easy to miss, too. There we go. Oh, right, there's one above me. Deal a surprising amount of damage for a basic enemy. Let me just use hyper mode to kill these things. Yep, one shot is all it takes to kill them. Mini-boss encounter soon. Mojonar class War Golem is without power, unable to activate with current suit upgrades. I'm only going to rip off 2 of these. Panel mountings appear to be weak from age, may be ripped off without force. Pretty sure it starts off from here and ends on the top here. Yep, you don't even need to bother to rip off all those, as tempting as it is, I'll admit. And here is a Reptilicus. First we're gonna like fight 4 of them. Or 2, I can't remember. Let's just scan them, learn more about them, and just kill them all with hyper mode. Reptilicus Hunter target Reptilicus Hunter. Target can generate a personal cloaking field around its body. Phazon corruption has granted Reptilicus Hunters the ability of cloaking themselves. Ah, so I was right. It is unnatural. They use this to their advantage and will hide or move positions while cloaked to gain the upper hand in combat. Reptilicus Hunters are fairly organized despite their primitive nature. Usually attacking in small groups, they patiently wait for their prey to become isolated in a locked area before attacking. The weaponry consists of an energy whip for close-range assaults and a throwing chakram for long-range attacks. They have adapted to the harsh climates of Brio and are quite resistant to fuel gel and heat-based attacks. Sure do love to move around. Gotta love how prehistoric they look, too. No time to waste. Let's just get rid of them. Goodbye. Press plus to win. There we go. Oh, it's only 2 of them. Okay. All right, continue on the Song of Tragedy. Insert your own reference if you have to. Stone structure is retracted into the wall, no longer active. Hallway access granted. Alright. Stone plates appear to be a primitive locking system that requires specific input to open. Oh, they're really embarrassed, aren't they? I don't recall there being black spots when attacking those targets in the trilogy version. Age of Science. The ships of Brio sped to the stars in all directions, bearing the banner of peace. Soon we found stellar brethren in the Chozo, the Luminoth, and the Yla. Starborn knowledge came to Brio, and we gladly sent our wisdom to our new friends in return. The hearts of Brio were filled with pride. You could say that again. And they honored the lords of science for all the wonders we provided. As the time of new Brio came to be, the old ways faded. The cries of joy from those who honored science covered the angry shouts of those who mourned the old ways, the primal traditions. Yep. Clearly, science was the key to the future of New Brio. Very exciting for some, but disappointing and aggravating for many. Get more into that later. I'd say I'm looking forward to it because, well, for one thing, I did research into it before, but looking back at it now, it's just a case of Q facepalm. Korba works with snatchers to feed, vulnerable to concussive blasts, but cannot be killed. Korba is a vicious, resilient bioform and prefers to lurk above its hunting grounds, waiting for prey. The Korba relies on the smaller snatchers to levitate victims to a point where the Korba can devour them. What the Korba cannot digest, it expels to feed the snatchers. This symbiotic relationship works well for both Korba and snatchers. Apparently the rock is a part of its body, too. Give me those red credits. Snatcher works with the Korba to feed, vulnerable to concussive blasts. it can be killed. Snatchers are cunning, albeit weak, bioforms, unable to kill most prey on their own. They rely on the stronger Korba to do the work for them. Snatchers will swarm onto a target until it is overwhelmed. Once they have their prey, they use their power to levitate, lifting the victim to a point where the Korba can devour them. What the Korba cannot digest, it expels to feed the Snatchers. This symbiotic relationship works well for both Snatchers and the Korba. Not sure what kind of creature it's supposed to be, but it looks like a leech. Very leech-like in appearance. Well, technically it is a leech, so yeah. All right, let's go get the upgrade of the grapple beam. I'm not going to call it grapple lasso or grapple swing. I'm just calling it an upgrade to the grapple beam. Go all the way to left here to snag missile expansion, which will take like 10 centuries. And got it. Let's go. $200 kills. Didn't really feel like 200 kills, but okay, game. I'll definitely take your word for it. I genuinely wonder if it's actually possible to like kill yourself by pulling off this this little cap that's blocking a fuel gel component, you know, in front of the door. I'll test it out later. As a matter of fact, I think I will in the next episode. Ornamental panel is covered in part of the statue. It could probably be ripped off with enough force. I will do this later, so let's just teleport all the way back to... the fuck? Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. Well, it looks like I'm left without a choice. I can't do it. I have to snag that off. Well, then again, I do have a second save file that I use for test recordings and whatnot. So by the time I do that, I'll do it. And, you know, aim it right. Statue contains several liters of unstable fuel gel. Igniting the gel may destroy the statue. Ouch. I'm pretty sure it will kill me. But the cap itself, not sure. Fine, I'll say it. The grapple swing. Alright. We've become even more ambidextrous than what we were before. Isn't that genuinely fascinating? Is there any lore behind us? No, there is not. Whatever. Grapple swing online. Lock on a couple points with Z to swing to areas. Like we couldn't even do that before. Alright. Now that we got the upgrade to the grapple beam, let's go save our game and do the rest of these mini objectives on the cliff side of Brio. So that before that, let's I completely forgot that there's a Reptilicus. Never mind, I'll ignore him. I just forgot. I can just completely freaking ignore him. Hold on. They'll come back anyway. All right, so always forget that there's a definitely always forget that you're supposed to jump out of that, and you're supposed to jump to exit out of the room. My dumbass kept just going around in circles. Can't be the only one that had that problem. I thought for sure that would work. I could have used that explosion to my advantage to propel myself across this little tunnel segment. But there was a low ceiling. That was pretty silly. I'll see you later. Pull this back. Please tell me I don't have to fight the... No, I don't. Okay, thank God. I for sure was gonna go fight the Alpha Hoppers. Alright. So that'll have to do the end of this episode featuring Metroid Prime 3 Corruption and the Metroid Prime Marathon Series episode number 50. We examined quite a few of what we could in this span of time, learning the history of Brio and trying to understand the whereabouts of what happened to Rundus and Gore and Gandreda. We already know what happened to them, and I don't like it. And the corruption is starting to invade our minds. The further we get into this game. Yeah, the more that I keep on saying that Phazon has essentially become a part of our lives, despite the fact on how deadly and lethal the element is by nature, and the fact that it technically behaves as its own character in a way. Basically, anyone's identity is being rewritten is being rewritten at this very moment. Even Samus's identity. Not as much as what she as what she was like when she acquired Metroid DNA and started to become one in Metroid Dread. But in my opinion, this is far worse. Because unlike the Metroid DNA, you can live with it. But with Phazon, no, it's a horrible idea. Well, anyway, that'll include the end of this episode. Hope you see you again in the next one. Thank you for watching, and I will see you later. This is GBA049 signing out, going offline. And see you next mission.